Hey friends, what's up? Philip here with Points of Philip. And I have one question. Have you ever wondered why people who are broke sometimes make the worst money decisions? Like, you shouldn't take that payday loan or max out that card or even blow your tax refund, but you do it anyway. It's not because you're bad with money, although that's kind of the symptom. It's because being poor can literally break your brain. When you're constantly in survival mode, your brain starts working against you instead of for you. So today we're going to talk about the 5 ways that poverty rewires how you think about money, and more importantly, how you can retrain your brain to think like someone who's free financially. Because financial freedom doesn't start in your bank account. It starts right here. Let's get into it. But before we do that, I want to ask you guys to like and subscribe. Doing that helps me and YouTube know that what I'm doing is helpful for people like you. And of course, that means that more and more people view the content as well, so I really appreciate that. Okay, so before we get too much into this video, I know, talking about how poverty breaks your brain, right? Who is this guy? Why is he talking to me? So one thing that I need to tell you guys, in order for any of this to make any sense, is I come from a lifestyle of poverty, right? I was homeless for a significant portion of high school. I had a lot of situations that I have had to overcome in my life, and I understand. I understand giving yourself that out, right? I understand figuring out, what's best for today, what's best for tomorrow, and not what's best for next month or next year. But we can get there. We can get there together. I'm to the position where, I don't have any late fees on my or late payments on my credit report anymore. We can work through this. We can create a budget. We can, find ways to direct our spending in ways that actually make us better. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to get into the first thing, and that's the scarcity mindset. So when you're poor, every decision feels like life or death. You're not thinking about next year or even the next 10 years. You're thinking about Friday. That's the scarcity mindset. You get tunnel vision, and now this means that you can't plan for the future because the present feels like quicksand. You might say things like, I'll start saving when I make more, or I'll worry about retirement later. But later never comes when you're living paycheck to paycheck. The fix isn't about suddenly becoming great at budgeting. It's about creating one small moment of future focus. Maybe it's $5 a week that goes into your next month fund. Maybe it's paying one bill early just to prove you can. It's not about the amount. It's about sending your brain a message. I'm planning ahead now. That's how you break scarcity. You plan ahead for things that are going to happen, right? So when you're going to the grocery store, right, it's cheaper. It's cheaper. It is cheaper to buy the small thing of trash bags, of paper towels, of toilet paper. But when you take a look at the individual things, right, take a look at how much it is per sheet or per roll, right? You're saving money by buying for the future. And so those things are important. You need to make sure that you're out of that scarcity mindset. It's hard. Believe me, I know it's hard, but you can do it. You just have to we can work through it, right? You can create ways to work on figuring out a budget, right? And now, sure, like I get it. Been in that position, being told that you can budget your way out of the situation. It's laughable, right? I understand that, right? But the very real truth is, this is the only tool you have. Because, right, yeah, you can say it's a money problem, right? I don't make enough money. And a lot of people do. If you watch Caleb Hammer's videos, a lot of people say, oh, this is no problem. It can be fixed if I just make more money. Yeah, most problems can be fixed by making more money. You need to figure out how to work with what you have. And so that's where we're talking about, right? Yeah, sure. Buying that $30 packet of toilet paper, it hurts, right? Because you're thinking about all the things that you can't get instead. But for that month, for that 2 months, however long that lasts you and your family, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You're not spending more money, because if you bought those in $5 increments and you did it like 7 times, right? That adds up. That adds up. And so all those little things that you save can help. I remember the first time that I felt weird about money. I signed up for the yearly fee for Amazon Prime because they were raising the price, but it was keeping the same price if you did the year. And, I've never done anything like that before in my life. Thought about kind of the long-term cost, the yearly cost of things. And that's kind of how you can kind of work to get out of this situation. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the problem. Let's take a look at the fix. So build future focus even in small doses. That's it. Just think about the future. Think about you in the future. Think about the people that depend on you in the future. You can do this. All right, let's take a look at the second thing. Cognitive overload. All right, let's talk about the second thing, and that's cognitive overload. Being poor is exhausting. Every single decision, what to eat, which bill to pay, how much gas to put in the tank, feels heavy. That's called cognitive overload. And when your brain is overloaded, you start to make worse choices. You might buy fast food instead of groceries, not because it's smart or because it's healthy, but because you're tired. You might avoid looking at your balance because your brain just can't handle one more bad number. So what do? We don't think about that number. We don't think about the bad news because you're protecting yourself. But by doing that, by protecting your present peace, you're ignoring your future peace. And in fact, you're making it almost impossible to happen. The fix here, you can automate things, right? So if you can automate one thing like savings or your phone bill or whatever, you remove that decision away from your daily stress, right? Let's say that you have a longstanding rule, like I won't go to the gas station unless I need to fill up completely, right? Or maybe even if you can't fill up completely, I get it, right? That's a lot of money. Say, okay, it's only going to be $10. It's going to be $10 every time I go, right? These sorts of things help you not to have to think about it as much, and so that can help, right? But the less you have to decide, the more mental energy you get back into making better decisions. So automation is one of the simplest ways to rebuild control. And one of the best things to automate is savings. And that's why people love Acorn so much, because what it does is it forces you. So basically what you're saying is, okay, I'm going to round up my pennies, right? And I'm going to save everything else. So if my purchase is like $3.79, right? Then the 21 cents is going to go into a savings account. And that's per purchase, right? That's automated savings. That can help you towards rebuilding something like that. That really can help be really nice. Okay. Now it's the fix for this. So automate one thing. Free your mind, not just your money. Let's take a look at the third thing. The third thing is short-term comfort, long-term cost. So when money's tight, you crave little wins, right? A nice meal, a new pair of shoes, even like just getting the large Coke at McDonald's. Something that makes you feel normal for once. And honestly, I get it. I've been there. But that quick hit of comfort usually comes with a long-term cost. You buy something to feel better now, and you wake up tomorrow with regret and less money. The trick is to redefine what treating yourself means. Treating yourself doesn't have to mean spending. It can mean peace. It can mean stability. It can mean knowing your rent's already paid. When you start to connect satisfaction to security instead of spending, that's kind of when everything changes. Treating yourself to not being late on your rent that month, or treating yourself to, being proud of the fact that you made all of your meals ahead of time or something like that, right? That can help. That's nice. All right, so the fix here is to redefine what treat yourself means. So that's going to be really, really huge. Okay, let's take a look at another problem, and that's going to be for distrust of financial systems. So if you've ever been hit with overdraft fees or had a card declined or dealt with debt collectors, it's easy to start believing that money systems are rigged against you. And honestly, sure, they can kind of feel that way. They can look that way, right? Banks make money when you don't know the rules, when you mess up. Credit card companies profit when you don't pay in full. But the answer isn't to sit out the game, it's to learn the rules and play the game smarter. That's literally why I started Points with Philip, because once I learned how to make those same credit cards points work for me, earning points, booking travel, building credit, I stopped being the customer they exploited and started being the customer that they rewarded. Here, in this game, knowledge is power. And when you learn the system, you can kind of stop being afraid of it. Although, to be fair, having a healthy fear of this system can be good. Now, another way to kind of avoid this, right, is not only learn the system, but that entails learning which types of accounts don't penalize you, right? There are types of bank accounts that don't charge you overdraft fees. There are some types of accounts that give you access to essentially credit and the overdraft protection, right? There are ways to make sure for every bank fee that exists, there's a way to avoid it. So find that way, and you could be good. You can figure it out. So the fix here for this one is learn the rules, flip the game, win the game. Okay, let's take a look at the fifth thing that's breaking your brain when you're poor. So when you've been behind for years, it's easy to believe that you'll always be behind. It's easy to fall into the trap of I'll never catch up. So let's think about what happened last night. You got home from work, and what did you do? You probably went on your phone and scrolled through TikTok, Instagram, whatever. You scroll through social media, and what do you see there? You see people taking vacations. You see them buying houses. You see them posting highlight reels of that place that they went out to eat last night. And you start thinking, that'll never be me. But that's comparison talking, and comparison kills progress because progress doesn't look flashy. It looks boring. It looks like paying your bills on time. It looks like your credit score going from 580 to 610. And when you start tracking progress instead of perfection, you start winning. The poor brain says it's never going to be enough. I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to win. The free brain says, though, it's working and I've got this. All right, so the fix here, measure progress, not perfection. You have goals. Make your goals. Work towards your goals. You can do this. Let's take a look at rewiring your money mind. So breaking out of poverty thinking isn't just about income. It's about identity. You have to start thinking like someone who's already free. Start small. Automate one credit card payment. Say no to one impulse buy. If you're someone who, looks at, your email and you see, wow, I really, really want that really cool hoodie, say no, don't do it, right? Take control of your own financial life. Learn one new financial skill each month, right? Take a look at where you are. Take a realistic look at where you are. See what it is you need to learn. See what it is you need to improve on, and work on one aspect of that each month, right? Each time you do this, you're proving to your brain, I'm not powerless anymore. And that's where real change begins. All right, so if this video helped you rethink how money works, I want you to hit that like button and subscribe. It really does help more people see content like this. And if you want more help building a survival mode to strategy, head over to pointsofphilip.com. I offer one-on-one credit card consultations and a recommended card sheet that helps you choose what fits your life and your goals. Now remember, money shouldn't control you. You should control it. Thanks so much for watching, and stay consistent, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next one.